All right. Good morning. Good morning. If you are just joining me, how is everyone doing this morning? All right. This morning, little thing I like to call Tear Down Tuesday. While I tear down a computer to remove all the recyclable parts, meaning the parts that have the precious metals like gold, silver, copper, platinum, to be sold, you can ask me some computer related questions. If you need help with something, I'm more than willing to provide that help. And so or you can just hang out and watch me tear down this Asus laptop. This thing is dusty. Looks like most of the screws are already missing. Let's pop that off. See what's in there. Oh, wow. Okay. Never mind. Friends in the bathroom. Yeah. I think I may have already taken this one apart before. Yep. I love you too. All right. So get that off. I'm going to unhook the keyboard from the motherboard. All right. So that's the keyboard now. Right there. See what we got. All right, take out the CD-ROM drive. I believe there's only one screw holding that in. Yep. There's that. And we got the hard drive here. So this hard drive can be reused. What I'm going to do is later on my laptop, I'm going to do it during the stream. I'm going to check the health of this hard drive and see if it's still viable to use as like an external hard drive. 500 gig hard drive, so I can use it for backup storage if need be. And if you are watching, please feel free to leave a comment, question. I will be periodically looking at the chat to answer any questions. So feel free to drop them. All right. That was a USB slot and auxiliary cord or microphone. Now, when tearing down a computer, so if you didn't already know, computer parts, the motherboard, chips, and all that stuff are made out of, they use precious metals. So there's gold, silver, copper. In some instances, there's also platinum on some of these circuit boards. So the way they get the metal, the precious metals out of the circuit board is they give it an acid bath. So they basically put them in like a bucket or a large container with the acid, and they'll set it down in there until the precious metals separate. And then they use some other processes to separate the gold from the silver, so on and so forth. Sometimes what they'll do is, and I'll show you if it's possible. I think I need a. Can I do it from here? I might be able to do it on here. If the no, I won't be able to show you. But anyway, that's what they do to get the metal. And recycling computers for the precious metals can be very lucrative, very, very lucrative. But the process of doing it is a bit dangerous. If you're not used to working with dangerous chemicals, or you aren't really good at chemistry and science, I wouldn't suggest trying to do that at home yourself. So, and by the way, good morning if you are watching. Like I said, take this casing off of the hard drive. There we go. All right, so what I'm going to do later, after I've torn this all down, I'm going to test this hard drive. See if it's still good, if we can still use it or not. Take that off. So it's a 500 terabyte hard drive, Seagate. Yeah, so just going to set that aside for now. Remove the battery. All right, there's the battery. All right, where are the screws at here? All right. I think we got a couple more screws here. You know what? Let me go ahead and take this fan off. Oh, wait, that was the screw I needed to take off. Okay. They're connected. All right. All right. So that's the motherboard. And take cable off. This is the power cable for the motherboard. Take that off. And if we flip it over, here we got our stick of RAM here. So we're going to take that out, set that aside. RAM stick. So this is the motherboard. This is the fan here. CPU, central processing unit, is under here. And what this is a heat sink. This is made of copper. So when this heats up, the heat travels through the copper. Fan cools it, blows that hot air out. So that's why the fan is so important. It's keeping that CPU cool because you don't want it to burn up on the motherboard. That's not a good thing. So, yep, there's a fan here. There's your copper heat sink. And under here is the CPU. Actually, let's just go ahead and take that off. If you have any questions, please feel free to answer them in the chat. This is a Teardown Tuesday. You can just sit and watch me tear down a laptop. Tell you some things about it as we go along. Just something to pass the time for me. Yep. So there's your processor here. If you can see, there's a processor. It's got the gray is the thermal paste that also helps with keeping the heat down. So go ahead and unplug this. So like I said, when electronics are recycled, circuit boards like this have precious metals on them like silver, copper, gold, in some instances platinum as well. So what will happen is, like when you take your electronics to be recycled, they get sent to a smelter, and what the smelter will basically do what I'm doing now is take everything apart, take all the circuit boards. What they're going to end up doing is pulling off of like all the capacitors, all your USB outlets here, Ethernet, VGA, all this stuff here, until there's nothing left but just the board itself. No other components on it that if they can take it off, they're going to take it off. They're going to take the component off. So what they'll do is they'll put it in some type of acid to dissolve the plastic on the board, and also use a couple of methods to separate the different precious metals that are found once everything has been dissolved and broken down. So, and they'll do that for mainly pieces that have the circuit boards like the motherboard here, the controller card here for the hard drive, another controller card for the other USB and mic, and also same thing for RAM as well too, stick of RAM. And this is the copper, so I'm gonna just take this off. So the fan is pretty much, that's gonna be garbage. Maybe able to recycle that for plastic and stuff like that. And here's the copper heat sink. Copper, same copper made pennies are made of. So right here, this is the valuable part of the laptop. On the old laptop, once it's recycled, these are the most valuable parts here. So those are going to get set aside. Everything else that's left over, like the screen, the case here, it may have some metal in it, but that can also be taken to get recycled too. Batteries can be recycled. Do not throw your laptop in the trash. Hope you don't, because the batteries, they get in a landfill. They have acid. Sometimes that acid ends up running into our water supply, and that's not good for the environment either. So please if you have a laptop, take it to some place that's going to recycle it so they can properly dispose of the batteries. But please do not throw these batteries in the trash. Fan. And all the extra screws here. Again, if you're just joining me, if you have a question, concern, please put it in the chat. I will try to answer any questions you may have about what's going on. And what I'm doing, if you don't know, if you aren't watching, I was tearing down the laptop to separate all the valuable recyclable parts of the laptop. And then, the rest of it's just going to get broken down and trashed. This is the keyboard. If you didn't see it from before, keyboard. That's what it looks like on the bottom. So, all right. Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my laptop and I'm going to test the hard drive that we pulled out of that laptop to see if it's still good, if we can still use it for something. So I'm going to check the health of the hard drive. Just going to find my hard drive case. Swap out hard drives. So I have you can buy these at Best Buy. You can get them from Amazon. Basically, it's a hard drive enclosure. So I have a hard drive in here from an older computer that I used to have. So I just use it as external storage. The hard drive was still good, wasn't going bad or anything. But even if it was, I would still use it. But I make multiple backups anyway. So if this hard drive did die, I do have a backup of this backup already on a hard drive that I barely use. But this is what the inside of a external hard drive case looks like. You have your controller your controller here to allow your hard drive to interface with your computer when you plug it up to the USB port. All right, so we got the old controller. I'm just gonna put that back in here. See if this hard drive is viable for anything. One second. All right. All right. All right, if you're just joining me, welcome. This is what I like to call Tear Down Tuesday. Just broke down the laptop, so all the recyclable parts. Pulled out the motherboard and other circuit boards that hold the precious metals that electronics recyclers covet because they have gold, silver, platinum, copper, all that stuff can be sold as precious metals. So, all right. And all I'm doing is looking for my crystal disk program. And crystal disk is a program that I use to test the integrity of hard drives. It will basically test their hard drive to let you know if it is good or not. And we already got something back. I don't know if the camera picked this up or not. Nah, ain't gonna work. All right, but Crystal Disk says that this hard drive is in good health, so it's basically good to still use. So I can put it in another laptop. I can save it as backup storage, or basically I can do whatever that I need to with it. Says here, Crystal Disk says it's only been used for 75 hours. All right, so still a good hard drive. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to end up formatting this hard drive, and we're going to use it for something else. So. Right. Get the formatting started. All right. That's a quick format. And go back to Crystal Disk. Did I close it? Yeah, I closed it. All right. Oh, no, I didn't. Still open. All right. All right. Still good. And that's it. That is the end of that. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Well, that was a quick teardown. Glad some of you could join me. So it's something I'm going to be doing every so often. I'll probably do a couple teardowns a day. You know what? Give me a second. I'm going to go find another laptop to tear down. That went quicker than I expected. So I will be right back. Would help if I was connected to the internet. All right, go find another laptop. I am back. All right, so I got another laptop. Tear this down and see what comes of it. And if you are just joining me or wondering what I'm doing, tearing down laptops to be recycled. So what I'm doing is taking out all the parts that have the precious metals, which is all the circuit boards that are inside of here. Those circuit boards have silver, gold, copper, and in some instances platinum. That's why recycling laptops can be quite lucrative, especially if the smelter is getting them in bulk, because they can make a lot of money for essentially taking our electronic garbage and breaking it down. But while I'm doing this, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the chat. Say hi. If you have a question about a computer problem, try to answer it. Alright, that's all the screws. Stop pulling this bad boy apart. Yep. Oh. Got another hard drive, so I'm going to test that later. Let's get this out of here. I gotta take the case off first. It's like oh, wait. There are screws under here. There's another one. I just saw it. Or did I? Oh, right here. All right. All right, it should come off now. With ease. Got any more anywhere? Doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Oh. That was all me. All right. Cool. We are in there. So the first thing I'm going to do, CD drive out of here. All right, so should be able to just pull this out. All right, what size is this hard drive? 1 terabyte. Oh, okay. All right. Nice. Hopefully it's still in good health. I'm gonna check that, and I'm definitely gonna keep that. So I plug everything here. Stick of RAM, 4 gigs from Micron. Used to work at Micron some years ago. Great job, but no real job security. Smaller screwdriver. All right, so that came right off. So if you didn't see the laptop I broke down earlier, this is so this on the motherboard here. This is where your CPU or central processing unit is. The great stuff around here is thermal paste to help regulate the heat. This right here in my hand is the heat sink. So what happens is when you turn your computer on, electricity starts to flow all through the circuits and everything. Your processor will heat up. This heat sink, which is made out of copper, heat travels along, goes to the vent here. But what the fan does is once the heat travels through the copper, fan is pushing the heat out to keep the laptop cool. Without this, that CPU will only last maybe a few minutes before it completely burns up. And at that point, the way this motherboard is made, you would have to replace the whole motherboard. You couldn't just buy a CPU to replace. So I'm going to set that aside here. That's a valuable part there with the copper. And I'm going to continue to take this apart. But I'm quite anxious to test this hard drive because terabyte hard drive could be helpful. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Is this the... Yep. So this little thing right here, this is the actual wireless card in the laptop. So that's how small they are. There's the Wi-Fi card here. So guess we could set that in the money pile. Got some more screws here. Yep. One more screw right there. All right, and that is the motherboard. in all its glory. Wasn't really too much to this one. Alright, can we get this off now? Yeah. Alright, so there's that. So here's the case and the screen. All the other junk here, that'll go into one pile. And basically, circuit board, RAM, this is the money pile. This is what the smelters are looking for when recycling electronics. Set that aside. Clean up these screws. And now I'm going to check this 1 terabyte hard drive. Hopefully, it's in good health. So repurpose it and use it for something else. All right, so that was the old one. This is the new one. All right, so if you're just joining me, what I just got done doing is breaking down a laptop. So far, I've broken down 2 today to separate the parts that can be recycled and the other parts that are going to be trashed. And part of that process is what I do is the hard drive. I remove the hard drive to one, make sure there isn't any client information on these hard drives or any personal information. So, and to also make sure, see if the hard drive is in good health, because if it is in good health, it can be reused. And if not, if it's not in good health, I'll just send it to the recycler to be recycled. All right, so let's check this one here. Let's see where it is. Oh, closed it. So the program that I use is called Crystal Disk Info. It shows you the overall health of your hard drive. It's a good thing to know because if your hard drive is getting older or on the older side, it will last you a long time. Okay, so this, even though this hard drive is in good health, it's been used for 5,124 hours, which broken into days, that's 213 days and 12 hours this hard drive has been used. However, it's still in good health. Let me see. Yeah, it's still decent. It's holding up. So I will be reusing this hard drive. And it doesn't look like there's hardly any information on here either. So whatever client hard drive this was, they did not use this much, if at all. And it does appear that they probably did reset this after they used it, or after they donated it to us. So what I'm going to do is going to format the hard drive, and then we're going to find something to do with it. Use it as backup storage or something like that. Yeah, they did not. They wiped this computer already, so that's a good thing. So going to format it, clean it off. Oh, wait. Close that. All right. And we have a and that's it. All done for now. May come back later with another teardown. But again, name is John Williams. Thanks for sitting and watching if you did sit and watch. And like I said, I'll try to do more teardowns, live teardowns. And yeah, have a great day.